What's up, guys? It's Dr. Sean, owner and founder of Active Life, the only company in the world helping thousands of people to get out of pain without going to the doctor or missing the gym. And I just got back from Huntington Beach, California, where we did a workshop at Red Wolf Crossfit, where coaches came in from all over the world, literally all over the world, to learn the material that we were teaching. And I had three major takeaways that I want to share with you guys. First takeaway is that so many people out there that we see at these workshops come in looking for something very, very, very complex. They're looking for, if this happens, then that happens, and if that happens, then this happens, so we need to change all of these things. They look for the perfect angle. They're looking for internal rotation, external rotation. Which way is the joint supposed to move in this position, in that position? And that can make things really, really overwhelming to actually be able to make a change for somebody. Start at the basics. The tests that we put people through at a workshop are not hard. They're not complex. They're not even specific. And what I mean by that is, generally speaking, they're not going to tell you exactly what is wrong with somebody. We don't need to know exactly what is wrong with somebody. I don't want you guys to think that you come to a workshop and become a physical therapist or a chiropractor. It's not what happens. You come to a workshop and you see globally and specifically in terms of the joint what's dysfunctional. Then we can start to make decisions about how is that local dysfunction going to affect global movement. That's it. Start there. If somebody's ankles don't move through space and you're having them squat, you are sending issues to the knee and potentially the hip and the low back. Even the shoulders in something like an overhead squat or a snatch. All you need to know though is that their ankles don't move. What do we do about that? If somebody's hips don't go through full flexion, then you know that them being able to squat is going to be inhibited. It's going to be difficult. You got to figure out why. Why are the hips not moving through full range of motion? And in the meantime, what do we do about it? Stop being so specific about what you think you need to find for somebody and start being more general. The hip doesn't do this, so the body isn't going to be able to do that. How do we modify? That's first. Start there and make no assumptions. Just because somebody is moving like someone who might move with bad ankle range of motion doesn't mean they have limited ankle range of motion. Test it. That's takeaway number one. Takeaway number two for me was really exciting. We had people who came from, we had two girls who came out from Panama. Remember, we're in Huntington Beach, Southern California. Two girls flew out 6 hours from Panama. We had a guy fly down from San Francisco. We had a doctor fly in from Oregon, coach from Oklahoma, coach from Florida. People came from all over. Someone from Vancouver, Canada, from all over to this gym in Huntington Beach, California to pick up the knowledge that we were putting out. So to me, that's exciting because I know so many coaches are waiting for the workshop that we give to come to them. When is it going to be closer to me? When is it going to be more convenient? And the answer is just, it's not. It's not. We're probably not coming to you. It's probably not going to be more convenient. So you need to make the decision about whether or not you think it's important or not. If you don't think it's important, then we just haven't done the job expressing what the value of it is. Or you don't think it's valuable to be able to figure out why your clients aren't moving well so that you can get them out of painful positions and start moving them towards moving better. And that's your prerogative. Maybe it's not what you want to specialize in. That's totally cool. But you need to travel to get the best stuff, right? I mean, I've already flown out to California this year for a professional development workshop. I'm going to be traveling to Connecticut for one for myself. My business partner flew out to northern Idaho to do one on Lake Coeur d'Alene. So it's not about finding the most convenient thing for you. It's about finding the thing that has the most value and going to it. And it was really promising to me to see that over 60% of the people who were at this workshop in Southern California flew into town for it. That was really cool. Third take-home point, and this is something that I really hope to be able to help coaches with over time, is fitness professionals are afraid to sell. They feel bad about asking people for money because they would feel bad about being asked for their money. Yet these people struggle to recognize that they just paid us $1,000 to come to our workshop. Then they paid $500 for airfare and another $500 for a hotel. They spent $2,000 on the hope that we were going to deliver value when they arrive. They don't have a problem spending it, but they do have a problem asking for it. You feel like a used car salesman, and not just one that actually solves a problem, but the sleazy kind who sells you a car that doesn't work. You're not going to be able to help anybody if that's how you live. You're going to eventually become burnt out yourself. You're not going to do as good of a job because you're constantly burning the candle at both ends and not getting financially rewarded enough for it so you can take the breaks that you need without worrying about losing your business. You feel taken advantage of when you're training someone for $25 an hour, or when you're in the gym and you're charging someone $75, $85 a month and you can't make ends meet and you're the only coach in the place, or you have another coach or two who are working for membership, or one guy gets paid and he's actually making more money than you. You find yourself resenting the people around you, the ones who aren't paying you enough and the ones who are getting paid more than you. That's not an environment for you to be able to do the job you need to do to help people. What I would ask you is, if somebody was paying you $5,000 a month to help them with their problems, would the way that you coach them be different? If the way that you would coach them would be different for $5,000 a month, start thinking about what you actually need to do to give people the best solution possible. Because I can make the argument that if you're charging them less than you think they need to be paying and not giving them the full service that you'd like to, maybe they need nutrition advice and you're holding back because you can't justify the time spent. Maybe they need one-on-one sessions, but you're holding back because they can't afford to pay you. You don't think they can afford to pay you and you don't have the time. Maybe they need accountability during the week, but you can't give it to them because it would cost them more money and you're afraid to charge it to them. I can make the argument that if you don't do those things for somebody who needs those things, that you're actually being selfish by charging them less, because they're not going to get what they came to you for, which is the solution to their problem: looking better, feeling better, moving better, performing better, because you're holding back some of the things that they need because you're afraid they won't pay you if you charge them what you need to charge them for them to have those things. You got to ask yourself, what's the selfish decision? Charging the money that's necessary to be able to provide the full-blown solution, or charging less so someone will pay but not actually solving their problems? So those are the three big take-homes that I got from the workshop this week, and I'll recap them for you. Number one, coaches are focused on too much complexity. Simplify it. Break it down, measure, and apply. Number two, coaches are starting to travel, and I know that they have been in the past, but I don't see it as much. So when I'm out there on the road doing a workshop that I flew 6 hours for, and I see coaches from all over the world coming to them. In the past, we've had people from Brazil, from Europe. It's cool, and it's inspiring for me, and it makes me want to do it even more. And number three is, you can't be afraid to sell. If you can't close a client on the price that makes sense for what you're providing them, you can't help them. And if you're charging them less and not solving their problem, then you're not helping them at all. If you're taking money without helping, I got a problem with that. So I hope to see you guys at a workshop in the future, because these lessons come to me as we do them, and it's like an epiphany every single time, which is crazy because we see the same thing over and over and over again. But yeah, it's awesome, and I hope to see you guys at one of our workshops in the future.